Hello guys, welcome to this Brawl Stars video, and as you can tell by the title, what we're gonna do today is talk about the best map for Dynamike, which is Safe Zone. And this helps out a lot because I've seen one or two people in the comments saying to make a tutorial for Safe Zone because it seems like it's the map that they have the most trouble with. So let's get started with the video. The thing I see people having the most problem with in this map is just general offense. Because generally when you're playing offense, you have to be more skilled and dodge your opponents more to try to get to the safe. Another problem with the map is that there's just one choke point, basically in the middle, and then the enemies can hide right there in the back where the barley just threw. So this is my advice for when you first start playing on this map. Right when you get off from the spawn, you want to throw all three of your TNT right there in their bunker because they're most likely going to be hiding in there. So you're probably going to get a huge amount of hits off and you might charge your super very fast. But you don't want to charge up recklessly going right to their spawn because since they're going to be hiding in their bunker, they're going to easily be able to hit you. So you want to try and pretend you're going forward so they use their ammo, go back, and then go forward and start throwing into the bunker. Your goal on offense is going to be to charge up your super as fast as possible to try and break the sidewalls so your team isn't forced to just go through that choke point. So my advice is you almost never want to just at the start throw your super to get a kill. You want to throw your super to break both walls. And it will be even more effective if you can throw your super to break the side walls while also hitting one of the enemies. So you can charge your second super to break the other side wall just as fast. And this is the most important step to win on this map, especially with Dynamike. Because once you have all three passageways open, your team can split up, so they might have to focus on 2 separate pushes at a time, or even 3 if you all go through 3 separate spots. And then usually throughout the rest of the match, you guys can just keep pushing separately, and usually one of you is going to get through and do a good amount of damage to the safe. But on the breaking walls part, you also have to analyze what team composition the other people have. If they have a Colt, you usually just want to break the walls that are broken right now on the screen. You don't want to break the entire wall because then the Colt's just going to easily have a field day on you. You want to leave that straight wall if they have a long range characters, but if they don't, you might want to break all of them. But usually what I like to do is try and break the wall while also hitting one of them so my super charges again by another 60 to 70%. But yeah, like I said, for offense, you just want to charge up your super, break the wall so your team has 3 ways to get into their spawn. And then after that, you guys just want to split push where one of you goes to the edge, one to the middle, and one to the other side. So you guys can just try and sneak in and they can't focus fire on just a certain spot. And then usually at least one of you is going to get in, but if all 3 of you get in, it's just going to be game over for the defense. Now going on to defense, they did make defense a little bit tougher because the health of the safe is a little bit lower, so if they do get a big push going, you guys have to kill them really quickly or else they're going to do a lot of damage. But if you know what you're doing, you can usually win defense about 75% of the time on this map because it's just so oriented towards defense. So what do you want to do when you're playing defense? Well, right when you spawn, you always see people just hiding right here in the little bunker. But at higher levels, that's not what you want to do because the enemies are going to know that you're going to be there, and when they have a barley and a Dynamike, they're going to try and just rush up and throw all their stuff in there to charge up their supers. So what I usually do right at the start is I move up a little bit towards the side, so I can throw a little bit further, and then basically just throw 2 dynamites at them, so they have to go a little bit further. And I just keep moving, and I go a little bit forward and back and keep throwing it up, so that my other teammates, they usually just hide in the bunker. And since I'm just gonna keep throwing dynamites at the choke point, they have to keep moving back a little bit. And also, what you want to do when you're playing defense is whenever you get the opportunity, you always want to try and move up, because you don't want to just stay still for like 10 seconds while their team is all dead and then they're trying to move up, to just stay still and waiting for them to come back towards you. You always want to move up, and usually what I like to do is just stay on one of the sides, like in the middle, near the left or near the right. Because what they usually do is they usually just rush up towards the middle, so then when you're on the left or you're on the right, you can just start tossing your TNT while they walk through the middle and try to get to your safe, like this. It's a very effective way to just kill them really easily without them expecting you being there. And if you can get effective control of the side of the map like this, you usually won the game, because it usually takes a while for them to be able to kill you, since you can just move up and down and you can still shoot them at the same time. So it's a very effective way to just keep control of the enemy team and not even let them come close to damaging your safe. One of the things you want to look out for when you're playing defense with Dynamike is you don't want to let them come too close to you, because that's one of Dynamike's biggest weaknesses. Because if they come right next to you and you throw your Dynamike on the ground, instead of being spread apart, they're just going to stay right together, and they usually can dodge it very easily. So you always want to keep your enemies at a distance. And then one thing I always see people messing up when they play Dynamike, or in that fact any character that can destroy walls, is when they're playing defense, they try and kill the enemy that's hiding right here. When you're playing defense, you never ever want to break those side walls. Those are just big protections that help out your team a ton. Even if you do get that kill with your super, you're gonna hurt your team in the long run, because they're not gonna have to use one of their supers to break that wall, or if they're not that smart, they're just gonna forget about it and try to push up towards the middle, and your team's gonna just have a huge choke point. So just remember, defense, don't break the side walls with your super. Offense, break your side walls with the super. So now let's discuss the best team composition to play with on this map. First, your second teammate should always be a Barley, because on offense he can also throw his bottles inside of the bunker if they're hiding, and if he gets close to the safe, he can also do that massive amount of damage with his super. But the third brawler is up to you. My favorite is a Bull, because he provides you with that tankiness and distraction. And also, when he does get his super, he can use it to break the sidewall while also dashing towards the safe, which is a really helpful way to distract the enemy team while he's on the safe, so your Barley and Dynamike can just rush in and do that massive amount of damage right behind him. You could also use a Colt, because he's a beast on defense on this map. You basically just destroy all the walls on their map, and it's just a giant open map. Just makes it very easy for him when they're rushing towards your safe. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon to be notified of when I upload. I'm uploading Brawl Stars video every single day. And as always guys, peace.